What's good, everybody? Spiky Nation. How we feeling? Hope we're doing good. Don't mind my voice. It's a little mucus and phlegm. Hopefully that gets out soon. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Memorial Day weekend, or is it called Memorial Day? 9/11. You know, rest in peace to everybody involved and all of that. Condolences still. But you know, this last weekend was the first week of football, and it was an interesting one. The first games were kind of boring, you know, and in my opinion, because if you go and you look at like the 1 o'clock games, the scores were very low, and you know, it's expected. But before those games happened was the Chiefs and Lions game, which the Lions beat the Chiefs at home. And the most annoying thing to me, I'm not even a Lions fan, was at the end of the game, one of the announcers said something like, there's an asterisk beside the win for the Lions against the Chiefs, which is complete and utter bullshit, because there's no asterisks in the NFL if you win a game. There's no asterisks in any sport. I used to say that about the NBA bubble championship, but that's not a fucking asterisk. That was like the highest level of basketball there could have possibly been played. But that's another day, another conversation. There's no asterisk beside the Lions beating the Chiefs in Kansas City on like the opening day. They probably got their rings, you know, from the Super Bowl the last year. So that's like a homecoming game for them, and they lost. Yeah, they didn't have Travis Kelce. Yeah, they didn't have Chris Jones. But who gives a shit? Every team in the NFL suffers major injuries every year, every week. There's no asterisks. It's always like an excuse for certain teams, or like a defense for certain teams. And in this case, it's the Chiefs. But who am I to say? But yeah, the games yesterday, you know, they were straight. And then the 4 o'clock games were very entertaining. Eagles and Patriots. It was a good game. At first, I thought it was going to be a blowout. You know, it started out on the Eagles side, but then New England's legit. I mean, their defense is straight. You know, you would have expected Jalen Hurts and them to go crazy, because that was the talks going into the season, right? Jalen Hurts, MVP season. He's, you know, it's just week one. We get it, but it's still, they're not going to say anything about it. You know, they're not going to talk about any struggles. You know, they're just going to say they won. They're going to talk about the win. And that's fucked up, because then you go to the actually, hold up. We'll pump the brakes real quick. The Bengals and Browns game, the way that everybody slobs on Joe Burrow, he just signed one of the biggest, richest contracts in NFL history, and guess what he did? He shit the bed. He passed for 82 yards and got benched against Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns. The team is ass. The Bengals scored 3 points. They're supposed to be the best team in the AFC. I don't care that it's week one, because guess what? If it happens again, you're still not going to shit on them. You're not going to shit on any other team. You're going to come up with some excuse. You know the one team you're not going to give an excuse to? The Dallas Cowboys. You knew where I was going with this video. Y'all knew where I was going with this video. It doesn't matter what Dallas does. You will find something, some rhyme, some way or reason to talk shit about them. For 1 week, you can't give them credit? I mean, damn. Joe Burrow shits the bed and passes for 82 yards and gets benched. Nobody says anything. The Chiefs and Pat Mahomes, the glorified Chiefs and Pat Mahomes, get beat at home by the Detroit Lions, and we put an asterisk beside the win. Why? Shouldn't you give Detroit a lot of credit? That should be the case. You should say, wow, Detroit's legit. No, there's an asterisk beside this win because Chiefs didn't have so-and-so and so-and-so. That's bullshit. That is such bullshit. I hate NFL Twitter. I hate NFL Twitter. And I hate talking NFL to people that I know personally. I hate it. Because it's so annoying and frustrating. I get it's part of it. I get it's part of the talk and this, that, and the other. But sometimes it's just like, y'all are dumb. Like, damn. So let's fast forward to the Dallas game. Dallas came out swinging off rip. Actually, the Giants came out swinging off rip. I was like, damn, this is about to be one of them games. Saquon Barkley's a dog. He's a dog. I'm not going to lie. But the Giants are going to run him into the ground. His grave. They abuse him. He is a Bugatti in the trap. Get him out of New York. They're going to kill him. You cannot just run him. There was a stat last year. He was involved in 3 out of 4 plays. Y'all can't do that, man. Y'all cannot do that. But I really thought it was going to be like a slugfest. But then they blocked that kick, returned it for a touchdown, got that pick 6, was up like 16 zip. Then we scored again, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's over. But then, I mean, they didn't take the foot off the gas. And, you know, ended up winning 40-0. Offense looked good. I mean, Dak, his stats show that he didn't play good. I mean, he wasn't on the field much, but when he did throw the ball, I think the receivers, again, dropped the ball like 7 times. It was wet outside. I will give them that. But it's still, I mean, you got to catch the ball. You know? I mean, it was the case last year. That's where Dak's interceptions came from last year. So, you know, it's always something. And in NFL Twitter, the fucking NFL experts on Twitter who live in a small town in fucking Idaho, some 22-year-old in Idaho wants to talk shit about the Cowboys and this, that, and the other. And they're saying, oh, it's just week 1. It's just week 1. Oh, the Giants suck. Oh, Daniel Jones is... Oh, it's always something. You're always trying to point something out. It's always something. It's not just week 1. It's not just the Giants suck. It's not just that. Because guess what would have happened if Dallas didn't win yesterday? Then what would y'all say? Because anytime you play a division opponent, guess what? That game matters. It doesn't matter when it is. It's week 1. So of course, that's one of the most important games of the season. Because you get a kickstart on the division lead. If we would have lost, guess what would have happened? We would have been 0-1 in the division. And just imagine this scenario. If the Giants beat us on Sunday, so we would be 0-1 against the Giants, and say we split that, and then somehow the Giants, you know, were ahead in the division or whatever, and they had to decide it between a tiebreaker with Dallas. Guess who would win that tiebreaker? The Giants, because they beat us once. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that game's not important because it's week 1. No, it's important because it's week 1 and it's the first division game of the season, and we gotta win. It is important. Any game in the NFL is important. And we blew them out 40-0. Our offense scored 3 times. They scored 0 times. Other teams in the NFL at least scored a field goal. I mean, damn. But y'all paid Daniel Jones all that money. Crickets. I don't know. NFL Twitter, y'all get on my nerves. Everybody else, I hope y'all have a blessed day, man. We'll be here for week 2. Swaggy Nation, we're out. Peace.